Yes, so a prescribed burn association, there's a great number of them in the Midwest. They are geared toward private landowners who want to share resources, staff, perhaps join together to seek out grants for equipment that can be shared. And so they're a very deliberate acting group of folks who have a vested interest in getting their land burned by utilizing, their neighbors or people that want to help. I mean, technically, you could perhaps one person light a fire, but it's this is such a collaborative process, the act of setting fire to the woods for ecological and other reasons. And so it's a community of fire that really is built upon everyone's desire to do this thing together. As college students, it's right off the bat. I've worked with students from University of Florida, University of Idaho, and they seek out a community of fire practitioners and like-minded people. And so I think it's a mindset, but there are ways to work together that are, again, fire councils and such that can facilitate that.
Yeah. So when you're talking about like the prescribed fire council in Florida, I think most states have their own council, right? Maybe not all of them, but most of them do.
Most do, and that's an amazing success story, which I say, I give full credit to individuals who, again, want to work together and start fire councils. It started with the South Florida Interagency Fire Council a long, long time ago in the 70s, and now Florida has three. California has one in North California, which is amazing. Linnea Quinn Davidson, who runs that fire council, is phenomenal and also demonstrates the influence and power of a very determined individual to get changes done to benefit fire practitioners. And so, yeah, most states have them. There is a coalition of fire councils, and that's a website where you can go to and look at the updates for fire councils. And by unifying fire practitioners from California to Maine to Florida, we also strengthen the message of why we need to do fire. And so, again, from very local individuals to a nationwide community of fire practitioners, it's a very powerful thing. One agency, one organization doesn't have enough staff to do what they need to do. And so by necessity, we have to work together. And so things like fire councils, we always recommend people to join a fire council because during the meetings, you get to actually talk to people face to face. And everyone there has different reasons why they want to use fire as a tool with agriculture or hunting or cattle or ecological reasons or fuel reduction. But the bottom line is that the art and science and the tool of fire is the same.
Who has access to that?
It's accessible to anyone who wants to come and learn about fire. We have at our Central Florida Fire Council, we have everyone from the federal fire folks from DOD all the way to cattle ranchers, because again, the tool of fire from a legal standpoint is the same, across all. And so we don't restrict anyone from attending, and there is no fee to attend our meetings. We feel that getting the message of fire as a unifying tool is critical. So yes, anyone can attend. And so these communities of fire are also very important because we need everyone who wants to do this, whether you're on the fire line or leading a fire, you've got to have practice. And so mentoring, so these prescribed burn associations, fire councils, trainings, they introduce people to each other. And we encourage folks as best you can to volunteer and help each other out, because this really is a learn as you burn field. And the more you do, the more you'll know.
The barrier to entry is pretty low right now. A lot of these prescribed fire council meetings are online. So if you don't want to drive, or that's just a little bit too much for where your interest or capabilities are right now, it's worth Googling and seeing what's in your area, and you can hop on one online, and
so you can potentially attend the meeting virtually.
Yeah. Yep. So that's a silver lining to the pandemic, to where you can check that out. So I'd encourage folks to look into that.
And so working together, we can do something that individuals have a hard time doing. By unifying fire practitioners from California to Maine to Florida, we also strengthen the message of why we need to do fire. And so again, from very local individuals to a nationwide community of fire practitioners, it's a very powerful thing.
Fire University is part of the Natural Resource University podcast network, funded by the Renewable Resources Extension Act. If you like what you heard today in this episode, please follow us on all the social media platforms at UF Deer Lab.